Imagine this: you're standing at the edge of a vast ocean, waves crashing relentlessly against the shore, pulling back only to surge forward again with unyielding force. That's the rhythm of a relationship tangled with avoidance, a dance of closeness and retreat that leaves you breathless, questioning your worth and chasing shadows. But what if I told you that the moment the contact stops, when that silence descends like a heavy fog, something profound awakens within you? Not despair, not defeat, but a roaring fire of transformation that can reshape your entire life. Picture it: no more late-night texts that vanish into the void, no more emotional roller coasters where intimacy feels like a mirage. Instead, this no-contact phase becomes your launchpad to unbreakable self-empowerment. It's the universe's way of saying, enough chasing, it's time to claim your power. Listen closely, because this isn't just about heartbreak, it's about rebirth. When an avoidant pulls away and you choose to stop reaching out, you're not losing, you're gaining the ultimate gift: freedom from the chains of unreciprocated energy. Think about it: how many times have you poured your soul into someone who treats vulnerability like a threat? Avoidants, wired by their past to fear engulfment, often create distance to protect themselves, leaving you feeling abandoned and unworthy. But here's the truth bomb: that silence isn't rejection, it's redirection. It's the cosmos conspiring to force you into the arena of self-mastery, where you learn that true connection starts with the one person who's always been there. You feel that spark igniting. In this motivational charge, we're diving deep into what unfolds next when the lines go quiet. This isn't fluffy advice, it's a battle cry for your heart and spirit. You'll discover how this pause isn't an end, but a beginning, a catalyst that propels you toward relationships built on mutual fire, not fleeting sparks. Remember, legends aren't born in comfort zones, they're forged in the fires of challenge. And right now, that no-contact void is your forge. It's where you hammer out doubts, temper your resolve, and emerge as the architect of your destiny. Let me paint a vivid picture. You've been in this push-pull dynamic where every step closer triggers their retreat. Your heart races with hope, only to crash into walls of emotional unavailability. But when you both stop contacting, whether by choice or circumstance, the real magic begins. The fog lifts, revealing paths you never saw before. You start questioning not why me, but what now? And that's where power resides. This speech is your roadmap through that terrain, packed with insights that will shake you awake and set your soul ablaze. Why does this matter? Because too many people linger in limbo, waiting for the avoidant to come around, wasting precious energy on what-ifs. But you're here because you're ready to flip the script. You're ready to understand that no contact isn't punishment, it's permission to thrive. It's the moment you stop being a passenger in your love life and grab the wheel with both hands. Envision yourself 6 months from now, confident, radiant, attracting partners who match your intensity, not dodge it. That's the promise of this journey. Buckle up, because we're about to unleash 10 highly engaging key points that will transform how you view this silence. Each one is a stepping stone to your empowerment, drawn from the raw essence of human resilience. These aren't just tips, they're weapons in your arsenal against emotional stagnation. Get ready to absorb them, apply them, and watch your life explode with possibility. This is your wake-up call. The silence is speaking, and it's saying, rise. But before we dive in, let's anchor this with a core truth. Every great story of triumph starts with a moment of disruption. Yours is here now. Embrace it. Own it. Because when an avoidant and you stop contacting each other, this happens next. You become unstoppable. The silence that follows when you and an avoidant stop contacting each other isn't just an empty void. It's a battlefield where your inner warrior is summoned to rise. Think about it. For so long, you've been caught in this cycle of pursuit and withdrawal where every unanswered message chips away at your confidence, leaving you doubting your value. But now, with the lines gone quiet, that very absence becomes the spark that ignites your dormant strength. It's like being thrust into a gladiatorial arena, stripped of distractions, forced to confront the gladiator within. You start to feel it, a surge of energy that says, no more begging for crumbs, it's time to feast on your own abundance. This awakening isn't gentle, it's fierce, demanding you to stand tall amidst the echoes of what was. You begin to realize that the avoidance retreat wasn't about you. It was their fear manifesting as distance. And in recognizing that, you reclaim the narrative. No longer are you the victim of their inconsistency, you're the hero forging ahead. As days turn into weeks without contact, this inner warrior sharpens its edges. You might wake up one morning with a fire in your belly, compelled to hit the gym, not for vanity, but to channel that pent-up frustration into physical power. Each push-up, each mile run is a declaration: I am strong, I am capable, and I don't need validation from anyone who can't meet me halfway. This phase strips away the illusions you've clung to, the hope that one more text could bridge the gap. Instead, it reveals the truth: your happiness isn't tethered to their responses. It's rooted in your ability to choose yourself every single day. Imagine harnessing that warrior spirit in small acts, deleting old conversations, blocking numbers not out of spite, but out of self-preservation. These actions build momentum, transforming passive waiting into active empowerment. Deeper still, this silence invites introspection that fuels your warrior's resolve. You start journaling, pouring out the emotions that once simmered unspoken. Questions arise: what patterns have I tolerated? Why did I accept less than I deserve? And with each answer, your inner voice grows louder, more authoritative. It's as if the quiet amplifies your intuition, turning whispers of doubt into roars of certainty. You begin to see the avoidant not as a loss, but as a lesson, a mirror reflecting where you've compromised your own boundaries. This realization is liberating. It shifts your focus from fixing them to fortifying yourself. Suddenly, you're exploring new hobbies, perhaps picking up that guitar, gathering dust, or enrolling in a course that excites your soul. These pursuits aren't fillers, they're fuel for the warrior, reminding you that life pulses with possibilities beyond one person's indecision. Moreover, this awakening extends to your relationships with others. Friends notice the change, the way you carry yourself with newfound gravitas. Conversations deepen as you share your journey, inspiring those around you. Your inner warrior doesn't isolate, it connects authentically, drawing in people who vibrate on your level. No more superficial ties, you're building alliances based on mutual respect. And in moments of weakness, when the urge to reach out creeps in, that warrior steps forward, shield raised, reminding you of the cost of breaking no contact. It's a test of endurance, but each victory strengthens your core, making you resilient against future storms. As the silence persists, your warrior evolves from reactive to proactive. You set goals, not just romantic ones, but holistic visions for your life. Career ambitions reignite, health becomes a priority, spiritual practices ground you. This isn't about forgetting the avoidant, it's about transcending the dynamic. You start visualizing a future where love is reciprocal, where vulnerability is met with embrace, not evasion. The inner warrior whispers affirmations: I am worthy of pursuit. I am the prize. These mantras become your armor, deflecting any lingering pain. And slowly, the silence that once felt oppressive transforms into a sanctuary, a space where your power consolidates. This process isn't linear. There are days when the warrior falters, when memories flood back like tidal waves. But even in those lows, growth happens. You learn compassion for yourself, forgiving past versions who chased what wasn't theirs. The avoidance absence highlights your own avoidance, perhaps of facing loneliness or self-doubt. Confronting that head-on, you dismantle internal barriers, emerging more whole. Your warrior isn't born overnight, it's sculpted through persistent effort, each quiet day a chisel strike refining your essence. Ultimately, this awakening redefines strength. It's not about stoicism, it's about passionate self-advocacy. You move from surviving the silence to thriving in it, turning what could be a pit of despair into a pinnacle of personal triumph. The inner warrior doesn't just fight for happiness, it demands it, creates it, lives it. And as you embody this, the world responds in kind, opening doors you never knew existed. This is the first gift of no contact, the unleashing of a force within that propels you forward, unyielding and magnificent. When the contact ceases between you and an avoidant, a profound emotional clarity begins to pierce through the fog that once clouded your judgment. This isn't an overnight revelation, but a gradual unveiling, like dawn breaking after a stormy night, illuminating truths you've subconsciously ignored. In the midst of the relationship, emotions swirl chaotically, hope mixed with anxiety, affection tainted by uncertainty. Their sporadic pull-backs create a haze where you question everything. Was that affection genuine? Am I overreacting? But now, with silence enveloping you, the distractions fade, allowing raw honesty to surface. You start seeing the patterns clearly. The way their avoidance wasn't personal, but a scripted response from their own unresolved issues. This clarity empowers you to release the blame you've heaped on yourself, understanding that you weren't the problem, the mismatch was. As this fog lifts, you gain perspective on your own emotional landscape. Days without their influence become mirrors reflecting your needs and desires. Perhaps you realize how much you've compromised, dimming your light to accommodate their shadows. This insight is electric. It jolts you into acknowledging your worth. No longer entangled in decoding their mixed signals, your mind sharpens, focusing on what truly serves you. You might revisit old messages or memories, not with longing, but with analytical eyes, spotting red flags you once romanticized. This process detoxifies your heart, purging illusions and replacing them with grounded wisdom. Deeper into this phase, emotional clarity manifests in decision-making. Choices that once felt murky now appear stark. You evaluate relationships through a new lens. Does this person enhance my life or drain it? This discernment extends beyond romance to friendships, career, even daily habits. The silence acts as a reset button, recalibrating your internal compass. You begin prioritizing activities that bring joy, like reconnecting with neglected passions or surrounding yourself with uplifting people. Each step reinforces clarity, building a life aligned with your authentic self. Moreover, this emerging clarity fosters empathy without entanglement. You understand the avoidance struggles, perhaps rooted in childhood wounds that made intimacy feel threatening. But this understanding doesn't pull you back. It propels you forward, freeing you from resentment. Holding space for their humanity while choosing your peace is a mature evolution. It transforms bitterness into lessons, turning "why did they do this?" into "what can I learn?" This shift is liberating, dissolving emotional knots that bound you. As clarity deepens, it influences your self-talk. Negative narratives fade, replaced by affirming truths. You affirm, "I deserve consistency. I am capable of deep, mutual love." These declarations reshape your reality, attracting experiences that match your elevated vibration. The fog's dissipation reveals opportunities. Maybe a new hobby that sparks creativity or a professional leap that boosts confidence. Silence becomes your ally, a quiet teacher guiding you toward fulfillment. In moments of doubt, when clarity wavers, remind yourself of the progress. Journaling captures these insights, solidifying them against fleeting emotions. Over time, this practice cements a resilient mindset where clarity isn't fleeting but foundational. You navigate life with precision, avoiding pitfalls that once ensnared you. This emotional lucidity also enhances communication in future interactions. Armed with awareness, you express needs boldly, setting standards from the outset. No more settling for ambiguity. You seek transparency, fostering healthier bonds. The avoidance departure, through this lens, becomes a blessing, a catalyst for seeing clearly what you truly want. Ultimately, as the fog fully clears, you stand in the light of self-assuredness. Emotional clarity isn't just about understanding the past, it's about architecting the future. It equips you with tools to build relationships on solid ground, ensuring that next time, love is clear, committed, and reciprocal. This is the second unfolding, a vision sharpened by silence, leading you to choices that honor your soul. In the wake of no contact with an avoidant, self-love emerges as your ultimate superpower, a radiant force that illuminates every corner of your being. This isn't superficial pampering, it's a deep, transformative commitment to nurturing your spirit, body, and mind. For too long, you may have sought validation externally, pouring energy into someone who couldn't reciprocate fully. But now, with the quiet settling in, you turn that energy inward, discovering that the love you've craved starts with you. It's like unlocking a hidden reservoir of strength where every act of self-care amplifies your glow. Begin with basics: nourishing meals, restful sleep, movement that invigorates. These aren't chores, they're declarations of worthiness. As self-love takes root, it reshapes your daily rituals. You might create a morning routine, meditation to center your thoughts, affirmations to fortify your resolve. "I am complete as I am," you declare, and with repetition, it becomes truth. This practice dismantles the avoidance indirect message that you're not enough. Instead, you affirm your sufficiency, building an unshakable foundation. Explore what lights you up, reading books that inspire, dancing alone in your room, or pursuing creative outlets long ignored. Each indulgence reinforces that your happiness is self-sourced, not dependent on another's approval. Deeper still, self-love involves forgiving yourself for past choices. You acknowledge the times you ignored intuition, chasing the avoidant despite warning signs. This forgiveness heals wounds, allowing compassion to flow. It's not about erasing the experience, but integrating it as growth fuel. Therapy or self-help resources become allies, helping unpack attachment styles and rewrite scripts. You learn that secure love stems from a secure self, and this knowledge empowers you to break cycles. Moreover, this superpower extends to boundaries. Self-love teaches you to say no without guilt, protecting your peace. No more overextending for unavailable people. You reserve your best for those who match it, including yourself. Social circles evolve. You gravitate towards supportive souls who celebrate your evolution. Loneliness may visit, but self-love transforms it into solitude, a space for reflection and recharge. As it strengthens, self-love influences your aspirations. You set bold goals, pursuing them with fervor. Career shifts, travel adventures, skill building, all become expressions of loving yourself enough to dream big. The avoidant's absence highlights how their presence dimmed your ambitions. Now, unencumbered, you soar. In challenging moments when longing resurfaces, self-love acts as your shield. You counter it with kindness, a warm bath, a favorite song, a walk in nature. These acts reaffirm your priority status in your own life. Over time, this becomes habitual, a superpower that's always on, guiding you through life's ebbs and flows. This journey also fosters gratitude. You appreciate your resilience, the lessons learned, the person emerging stronger. Self-love isn't ego, it's essence. Recognizing your divine spark and letting it shine, it attracts, mirrors people who love you as you love yourself. Ultimately, self-love as superpower means you're no longer at the mercy of external dynamics. You wield it to create a life of abundance where love flows freely from within. This is the third revelation, a heart fortified by self-devotion, ready for whatever comes next. When contact halts with an avoidant, boundaries rise like impregnable fortresses, safeguarding your emotional kingdom with unyielding resolve. This erection of walls isn't about isolation but intelligent protection, a strategic move to preserve your vitality. In the relationship's haze, boundaries may have blurred, allowing their avoidance to infiltrate your peace. But silence now demands reconstruction. You start by defining non-negotiables, no more accepting intermittent affection, no tolerating ghosting. These fortresses are built brick by brick, each one an affirmation of self-respect. As you fortify, awareness grows of past breaches. You reflect on moments you compromised, perhaps responding to breadcrumbs out of fear of loss. This hindsight strengthens your resolve, teaching that true connection thrives on mutual effort. Implementing boundaries means practical steps, muting notifications, curating social media, even informing mutual friends of your space needs. It's empowering, shifting you from reactive to sovereign. Deeper into this build, boundaries influence all interactions. You communicate expectations clearly in friendships and work, fostering respect. This practice hones assertiveness, making no a powerful tool rather than a guilt trigger. The avoidance patterns become case studies. Their fear-driven retreats highlight why boundaries are essential, preventing energy vampires from draining you. Moreover, these fortresses provide safety for vulnerability. Within them, you heal, exploring emotions without external interference. Journaling maps your perimeter, identifying weak spots like codependency. Reinforcing them involves self-reflection. What do I need to feel secure? Answers guide actions, like seeking supportive communities or professional guidance. As boundaries solidify, they attract allies who honor them. Potential partners sense your strength, drawn to your clarity. No more games, you demand reciprocity from the start. This filters out incompatibles, saving time and heartache. The silence with the avoidant proves invaluable, a training ground for this skill. In testing times when temptation knocks, your fortresses hold firm. You remind yourself of the peace within, choosing solitude over chaos. This resilience builds confidence, proving you can thrive independently. These boundaries also evolve, flexible yet firm, adapting to life's changes. They empower negotiation, ensuring relationships enhance rather than erode you. The avoidance exit through this lens gifts you mastery over your domain. Ultimately, boundaries as fortresses mean you're the guardian of your heart, deciding who enters. This is the fourth unfolding. A protected spirit, open to love on your terms, uncompromised and thriving. The cessation of contact with an avoidant propels growth to accelerate in the fertile soil of solitude, where personal development blooms with explosive vitality. This isolation isn't barren, it's a greenhouse for your potential, free from the weeds of relational drama. Previously, energy diverted to navigating their avoidance stunted your progress. Now, unburdened, you channel it into expansion, learning, evolving, becoming. Start with curiosity. What skills have I postponed? Books stack up, courses enroll, hobbies revive. Each pursuit accelerates your trajectory, turning downtime into up-leveling. As growth gains momentum, it touches every facet. Physically, you might adopt fitness regimes, feeling your body strengthen as metaphor for your spirit. Mentally, puzzles, languages, or philosophies sharpen your intellect. Emotionally, therapy sessions unpack baggage, fostering maturity. This holistic acceleration creates synergy. Improved health boosts confidence, which fuels ambition. Deeper, solitude invites shadow work, confronting fears the avoidant mirrored. You dismantle limiting beliefs, like "I'm unlovable," replacing them with empowering narratives. This inner alchemy transforms pain into wisdom, accelerating self-actualization. Mentors or online communities amplify this, providing roadmaps without dependency. Moreover, growth in solitude builds discipline. Without distractions, you establish routines, daily reading, meditation, goal setting. Consistency compounds, yielding results that astonish. Career pivots happen, creative projects flourish. The avoidance absence reveals how their dynamic hindered this. Now, you're unstoppable. As acceleration continues, it fosters innovation. You experiment boldly, unafraid of failure, knowing solitude cushions falls. Successes stack, reinforcing momentum. Friends notice your radiance, inspired by your transformation. In plateaus, solitude teaches patience, reminding that growth is cyclical. You persist, trusting the process. This resilience becomes a core trait, applicable everywhere. Growth also reframes relationships. You seek equals in evolution, not fixers. The silence proves solitude's power, a catalyst for becoming your best self. Ultimately, acceleration in solitude means emerging multifaceted, ready for life's adventures. This is the fifth gift to self propelled by inner drive, boundless and brilliant. With no contact established, the avoidance mask begins to crack under the weight of distance, revealing the unvarnished realities of their patterns and freeing you from the pedestal of idealization. This unveiling isn't vengeful, it's enlightening. Stripping away the rose-tinted glasses you've worn. In the relationship, their charm masked inconsistencies, flashes of connection hiding deeper fears. But silence erodes the facade, allowing you to see clearly their avoidance as a defense, not destiny. This crack exposes vulnerabilities, humanizing them without excusing behavior. As the mask fractures, empathy balances with detachment. You understand their wiring, perhaps from neglectful upbringings, prompting compassion. Yet, this doesn't lure you back, it liberates, confirming the mismatch. Reflection highlights how idealization blinded you to flaws now evident in hindsight. Deeper, this cracking dismantles projections. You reclaim qualities you attributed to them, realizing they reside in you. Confidence, wit, passion, all yours to own. This reclamation empowers, shifting from longing to gratitude for the mirror they provided. Moreover, the reveal informs future vigilance. You spot avoidance early, choosing wisely. Books on attachment theory become tools, decoding dynamics. The crack becomes a lesson, preventing repetition. As distance widens, their masks fragments scatter, leaving you unburdened. You focus on your path, their influence waning. Healing accelerates, wounds closing without fresh salt. In rare reflections, the crack evokes pity, not pain. Pity for their stuckness. This maturity marks growth, transcending resentment. The mask's demise also validates your decision. Silence confirms their inability to bridge gaps, affirming your choice. Ultimately, the cracking frees you to love realistically, not fantastically. This is the sixth insight, clarity from illusions shatter, paving authentic connections. Once contact with the avoidant ceases, new connections start beckoning like beacons in the night, drawing in healthier, more aligned relationships that nourish rather than deplete. This influx isn't random, it's magnetic, pulled by your elevated energy post-silence. Cleared of toxic ties, your aura shines brighter, attracting souls on similar wavelengths. Friends deepen bonds, new acquaintances spark synergies. Romance wise, you encounter people who value consistency, vulnerability shared openly. As connections flow, discernment guides you. Lessons from the avoidant sharpen intuition, filtering for reciprocity. Dates become explorations, not desperations. You notice green flags, steady communication, emotional availability. These beckonings build community, combating isolation. Deeper new ties foster mutual growth. You engage in conversations that uplift, collaborations that inspire. Networking expands horizons, opportunities arising from authenticity. Moreover, these connections heal by contrast. Experiencing healthy dynamics validates your worth, erasing doubts. Support systems strengthen, providing mirrors of affirmation. As beckonings multiply, abundance mindset takes hold. Love isn't scarce, it's plentiful when you're open. The avoidance void fills with richness, proving life's generosity. In nurturing these, you practice presence, fully investing without past baggage. Reciprocity becomes norm, joy amplifying. New connections also adventure you. Travels, events, shared passions enriching life. Ultimately, beckonings mean a web of support woven from empowerment. This is the seventh, unfolding doors opening to fulfillment, vibrant and vast. In the no-contact era, with an avoidant, resilience forges unbreakable bonds within yourself, mending old fractures and cultivating a compassion that radiates outward. This inner forging isn't quick, it's a meticulous process, hammering vulnerability into strength through solitude's fire. Past wounds, perhaps from the avoidant or earlier, surface, demanding attention. You confront them head-on, therapy or reflection as tools, transforming scars into stories of triumph. As resilience builds, it creates self-bonds, trust in your judgment, faith in your endurance. Daily wins, resisting contact, pursuing joys reinforce this. Compassion emerges first for self, forgiving lapses, then extending to others. Deeper, this forging integrates shadows, accepting flaws as human. The avoidance impact becomes forge fuel, tempering you tougher. Moreover, unbreakable bonds mean emotional agility, navigating feelings without overwhelm. Mindfulness practices anchor you, compassion softening edges. As inner ties strengthen, external ones benefit. You relate authentically, boundaries intact, compassion guiding interactions. In adversity, resilience shines, turning setbacks into setups. The avoidance silence, once painful, now gratitude source. This forging also inspires, your journey motivates, bonds forming through shared strength. Ultimately, resilience's bonds make you whole, compassionate warrior. This is the eighth gift, inner unity, enduring and empathetic. No contact with the avoidant sharpens your vision for the future, crystallizing desires and illuminating paths to pursuits that fulfill your deepest aspirations. This clarity cuts through past confusion, where relational uncertainty blurred goals. Now, silence spotlights priorities. What legacy do I want? Visions emerge, career peaks, travel dreams, personal milestones. As vision hones, action follows. You map plans, breaking dreams into steps. Motivation surges, unhindered by drama. Creativity flows, ideas birthing projects. Deeper, this sharpening aligns with values. The avoidance mismatch highlights authenticity's importance, guiding choices true to you. Moreover, vision inspires risk-taking. You leap into unknowns, confidence from self-reliance. Networks expand, mentors appear. As future sharpens, optimism reigns. Setbacks viewed as detours, persistence key. In visualization, details vivify, sensations, emotions fueling drive. The avoidance absence clarifies relational wants too. Secure, passionate bonds. Ultimately, sharpened vision propels purposeful living. This is the ninth revelation, a future forged by focus, bright and bold. The pinnacle of no contact with an avoidant is empowerment reigning supreme, where you seize your narrative, alchemizing pain into unapologetic purpose that commands your life's direction. This sovereignty isn't granted, it's claimed through silence's trials, turning victimhood into victory. You author your story, past chapters informing but not defining. As empowerment ascends, decisions bolden. You pursue passions fiercely, boundaries unyielding. Purpose crystallizes, perhaps advocacy, creation, leadership. Deeper, this reign dismantles fears, the avoidance echo fading. You lead with authenticity, inspiring change. Moreover, empowerment manifests abundance. Opportunities align, self-belief magnetizing success. As it rains, gratitude abounds for the journey, pain as purpose catalyst. In sharing, you empower others, legacy building. Empowerment also means grace, celebrating wins, learning from losses. Ultimately, reigning empowerment makes you architect of destiny. This is the 10th triumph, power owned, purpose lived profoundly. As we wrap this journey through the transformative silence that follows when an avoidant and you stop contacting each other, reflect on the profound shift you've embarked upon. This isn't merely about enduring a phase of quiet, it's about harnessing it as a powerful force for reinvention. You've seen how the initial void awakens your inner warrior, propelling you to claim strength you didn't know you possessed. Emotional clarity has emerged, cutting through illusions to reveal truths that guide wiser paths. Self-love has blossomed into a superpower, fortifying your core against future storms. Boundaries have risen as fortresses, protecting your peace while inviting in what truly serves you. Growth has accelerated in solitude, unlocking potentials that lay dormant amid relational chaos. The avoidance mask has cracked, freeing you from idealization and empowering realistic perspectives. New connections have beckoned, filling your life with reciprocal energies. Resilience has forged unbreakable inner bonds, healing wounds with compassion. Your vision for the future has sharpened, aligning desires with actionable pursuits. And finally, empowerment has reigned supreme, turning pain into purpose and narrative control. Together, these elements weave a tapestry of empowerment, proving that no contact isn't an end. It's the dawn of your most authentic self. Imagine stepping into this new chapter with the tools you've gathered here. The silence, once daunting, now stands as a testament to your resilience. You've learned that relationships thrive not on pursuit but on mutual choice, and by choosing yourself, you've set the stage for connections that match your fire. This journey underscores a universal truth. True power lies in releasing what doesn't serve to make space for what does. As you move forward, carry this wisdom like a torch, illuminating paths for yourself and others. Remember, the avoidance withdrawal was never about your inadequacy. It was a redirection toward your greatness. Embrace this evolution, for it positions you not as a survivor of heartbreak, but as a conqueror of your destiny, ready to build a life rich with intention, joy, and unshakable confidence. Yet, the beauty of this transformation extends beyond the personal. It's a ripple effect that touches every interaction. By embodying these principles, you become a beacon for those still entangled in avoidant dynamics, showing them the possibility of breakthrough. Your story, forged in the fires of no contact, inspires hope that change is not only possible but inevitable when you commit to self-mastery. This speech has been a call to arms, urging you to view silence not as absence but as abundance in disguise. As the echoes of old patterns fade, new symphonies of possibility arise. You've dismantled the chains of unreciprocated effort, replacing them with wings of freedom. In this empowered state, love becomes a choice, not a chase, fulfillment a reality, not a dream. Hold on to this vision, for it is yours to live. Diving deeper, consider how this no-contact phase recalibrates your entire worldview. No longer do you operate from scarcity, fearing loss at every turn. Instead, abundance mindset prevails, trusting that what aligns will stay. The key points we've explored serve as milestones on this road, each one a victory in reclaiming your power. From awakening your warrior to reigning in empowerment, you've built a framework for lasting change. This isn't temporary motivation, it's a blueprint for life. As you integrate these insights, watch how synchronicities unfold, opportunities align, relationships deepen, and inner peace becomes your default. The avoidant chapter closes not with regret, but with gratitude for the catalyst it provided. You've emerged wiser, stronger, more alive. Now, as the horizon of your future expands, commit to action. Apply these truths daily, turning theory into practice. Whether through journaling your growth, setting bold boundaries, or pursuing sharpened visions, consistency will amplify your transformation. This speech is more than words. It's an invitation to live boldly, to reject mediocrity in love and life. The silence has spoken volumes, revealing that your worth is inherent, your potential limitless. Step forward with the certainty that you've not only survived the no-contact phase, but thrived within it, emerging as the hero of your epic tale. Finally, let this conclusion resonate as a rallying cry. When an avoidant and you stop contacting each other, what happens next is entirely up to you. Choose empowerment over entanglement, growth over stagnation, love over longing. You've got the power, now unleash it. The world awaits your radiant, transformed self. Go forth and conquer. Thank you from the depths of my being for joining me on this empowering journey through the silence that transforms. Your presence here shows your commitment to growth, and I'm honored to have shared these insights with you. Remember, you're capable of extraordinary things. Keep rising. Goodbye for now, but carry this fire with you. Until next time, live boldly and love fiercely.